to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes. They gonna take it.
This is what we got to tell.
Every fan doing this.
I felt it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. We have a great episode, jam-packed episode for y'all today on a Tuesday evening. I had two of my bros with me, the full panelists here today. But before I introduce these superstars, I had to let y'all know what we're going to talk about today. Y'all already know. Breaking news. Tomo always says it. It always works out for us. Mike Malone fired. And the GM, Calvin Boo. We have to talk about that. I can't wait to see what my brother got to say about that. Then we got CTC, Carl himself coming on. We got to talk about Paige Beckner. Where does she rank amongst all UConn women's in history? We got to talk because it's a lot of great women in history. And we got to react to the men's Final Four because a lot happened. I mean, a whole lot happened, right? The Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he just got paid. Teddy, BWT is coming on. He's going to help us talk about it. Are we surprised about that? Because, I got to see what Teddy got to say. He missed a BWT himself. PK versus Unc. PK versus Shea. They talked about who had the most impressive record breaking. Was it Ovi or Braun? We're going to react to that because, we watch other shows. And lastly, there was an anonymous source. Talk about my guy. Jayden Daniels talking about he got a drop off this year. We got to talk about that. But like I promised y'all, I got two of my bros with me. I got Davey Dollar sitting in the middle, Mr. Dave Doghouse himself. I know you got an episode dropping for y'all very soon. Make sure y'all tune into that. He's a Duke fan. And then we got Mr. Get Done Song on my far left, on your far right. Co-host of In the Red Corner. He's back from, vacation, I would say, right? Kind of. But look, before I let y'all know how y'all doing, I'm gonna ask y'all how y'all doing while I eat the wing that I want from Dave.
Yo. Hey, yo.
Ignore me. Go ahead and tell me how you feel.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. If you can't have fun at work, man, then what's the point of coming to work? You know what I mean? Yo.
Ooh, it was good, Dave.
He just pulled out an eagle wing out of nowhere.
Wow.
Woo. Oh, but people don't know. I told Dave Houston had the #1 defense. They will beat Duke for some wings. Shout out to Houston. Shout out to Cooper Flair, missed that game 1-2. Go ahead, fellas.
He
what?
left us speechless, man. I don't know what.
You know what? For the first time ever, I'm kicking Joe out the show. I'm kicking him out. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Oh man,
that's how I'm feeling right now. Kick him out.
Emotional damage.
Absolutely. Yes, I lost a bet to Joe. No, it's all good though. But either way, I'm excited because we have a lot of topics to talk about today. We get to talk about some hockey, Ovi versus Braun. That's gonna be interesting to see. I want to see how my fellas gonna react to that whole shenanigans that happened between PK and Unc. PK just been going crazy. You know who PK remind me of, y'all?
Who?
Noah Lyles. You know how Noah Lyles was talking crazy about the NBA in terms of world champions or what? You know, now you got PK talking about some OB, you know, more pressure than Braun. Hey, that's gonna be a conversation. Baby, where you at? Where you at? We talking about Braun today. You might want to tune in, my guy. Go James Kingdom. You might want to tune in, you know. Either way, man. Look, Paige, she's gonna be the number 1 overall pick in the WNBA draft. How does she compare to all the other UConn players? Joe over there eating wings, you know, just he's imagining his Sacramento Kings flying out the playoffs. You know, that's what happens most of the time. So
They got the flag. Charlie and Malone.
See, joke's not funny no more. The joke not funny no more.
Sure ain't
funny no more.
So ain't.
We didn't. God.
Yeah. We had some breaking news though. Mike Malone got fired.
I thought you were about to say Michael Parsons signed. I was about to say,
And
man.
the GM. That's crazy. I don't know how y'all feeling, but Tomo, how you feeling, man?
I really thought you sized me for a second. Man. I thought you were about to say Michael Parsons signed the contract. Oh man. But other than that, man, I'm doing good. You know, I'm back. Joe over there. I don't know what type of wings you got over there, man. Got you shaking and stuff, man. I don't know.
That's the squirrel wings. Squirrel wings.
Might be. I don't know what's up there, man.
He from that Shannon Sharp menu.
Oh man, what are you about to say?
I think
Cooper Flag.
LJ Grind threes against dude.
All right, so let's start the show, Jody. Yeah. I see what the day gonna be. We got Carl coming. We got Teddy coming also. So yeah, this is gonna be one of them episodes. Y'all make sure y'all keep them comments lit. Hit that like button and share it.
Yes, sir.
Is that my boy? Is that my boy?
It's your boy.
Okay.
He been here. He was here from the beginning. You ain't see this comment.
I was busy laughing at Joe, man. You should have seen how Joe was eating them wings. I ain't.
This was his first comment right here. He been here for a good little minute. He tuned in.
We gonna see about Maya more. But take it away, Joe.
Can't wait to see what y'all got to say.
Hey, before we take it away, just because Joe over there taking shots, don't mean we can't turn up. We can turn up too. He taking shots. We gonna take shots. Just turn up.
I'm already turned
up.
Jody turned off the wings.
Woo!
Yeah, all right. I'm about to turn off his camera. That's what I'm about to do.
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
There you go.
Turn this TV off. All right, look. We are streaming this on 3 different platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and X. And make sure y'all like the video on all 3 platforms. Make sure y'all follow and subscribe on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us everywhere at Refuse to Lose Sports, except for X. That will be at R2L Sports. And share this video with an individual so they can come on and watch this show live with you, because you could be involved in the show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. As you can see, the comments lit already. Look, I mean, my man Cardo, first one here, Bulls fan. We here. On the road is number 7. Okay. I see you, Cardo. I see you. Y'all looking better than us after we got y'all best players. That's crazy. How did that even make sense? That makes no sense. But last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I was looking like, what are you talking about 7? It's like I was like, wrote 7 seed. The 7 seed. The Cowboys ain't gonna get no 7 no time soon. Cowboys looking like this coach right here. I don't know if y'all can hear me if I'm loud and clear, but ESPN told us, we know you all have a docket and we all know that R2L has a plan and a schedule for the show today. But just like Mike Malone was trying to schedule his game plan, they said, no, sir. Grab that box, grab that championship trophy. No, leave the trophy. Get the replica because you're out of here. They told Mike Malone, you're done, son. So Mike Malone is fired, and they say that the GM, from what I read, they said the GM won't be extended. So that's technically like you got fired. You basically getting relieved of your duties because they're telling you we're not going to extend you. So Calvin Booth, the GM of the Nuggets, is out. Mike Malone is also out. But as this team is preparing to make a playoff run, why would you fire your head coach? We got to react to it. Dave, I know you're going to put some people in the doghouse after this one, but tell us what your thoughts was when you heard this.
What is going on in the NBA? Coaches getting fired right before the playoffs. Like, what's up? Mike Malone just won a championship just a couple seasons ago, and he got fired. They're the 4th seed in the West. What's the Grizzlies? I guess the Grizzlies and Nuggets just don't care about the head coaching and nothing about the playoffs right now. Like, you still got an opportunity to possibly go win a championship. You got Jokic on your team. You got the best player in the NBA on your team, and you fired the head coach. But you know what? I had to do some research because I had to see exactly what was going on and why this happening. Did y'all know that Calvin Booth and Mike Malone been going at it for 5 years? Since Calvin Booth has been the GM, him and Mike Malone have not gotten along. And that's one of the reasons why this has been going on. Why am I singled out? Oh,
musical chairs. Okay.
And I also I saw something else that said that Jokic was upset about the defensive schemes. Jokic, you're a part of that defense. Like, and you're a big part of that defense. You're the best player on the team. But there was a game that happened 4 days ago, and he was sitting on the bench, and you could see that he was frustrated because they just couldn't get it together. These NBA front offices is wild. It's like Russian roulette out here. I don't know what's going on. Coaches getting fired left and right. Spo, you better be careful, man. Better be careful, Spo. You better be careful. I don't know. Mickey Harrison might got something going on. Pat, I mean, you know what? Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Mickey Harrison. He still got Pat Riley on there. Spo, you good. Never mind. False alarm.
Spo knows.
There you go. But, bro, Mike Malone just won the championship just 2 seasons ago. He's 2 seasons removed from an NBA title. And he's been to the playoffs just almost every single year since he's been a head coach. And they're the 4th seed. This is the same thing I was saying about the Grizzlies. I would see if they were the 11th seed or the 12th seed, you know, if they were out of the playoffs. But right before, it's 3 games left. 3. And you fire Mike Malone just because him and the GM couldn't get along? I'm lost for words, y'all. That's everything. That's all I can really say. I don't know. It's confusing me. I don't know what the focus. Do they really want to win? Does Jokic really want to win? Because I'm hearing that he was okay with it with the firing. So,
So I see what happened here. I see what happened here. Joe ain't do his MVP speech for Joker, and now the Nuggets franchise is all in dismay. They don't know what to do with themselves. I'm with you on that one, Dave. I'm confused on what's happening in the NBA. Like you said, Malone, what they say, you've been there for 10 seasons, 471, 327 record with 44 playoff wins, and those both are franchise records. Like, I don't understand how you just let a guy go like that. And then for him and the GM not to get along, and then you say you're not going to extend the GM. So what's going on with the organization as a whole? It's just like when 2 people get to fight, you like, you know what? Both of y'all out of here. So I'm not even going to complain about it. Some of the players, from what I'm hearing, are a little upset. But to hear that your star player is kind of like, I'm okay with it. I think that's just Joker's mentality towards everything. If you watch that documentary on Netflix when they was talking about the team in the Olympics, you could just see him. That was just him. He's just one of those, I'm going to go with the flow guy. I'm just here to shoot some hoops and maybe shoot some bids right after that. It is what it is. If we going to win, we win. If we don't, we don't. But I think the interim head coach right now is David Alderman. And I don't want to make sure I messed up your last name, but again, it may be Alderman. It is what it is. If you watch it in the red corner, y'all know how I am with names. But for me, the Nuggets this is very confusing. This is a very unprecedented type of move right before the playoffs. Now I can see this happen right after the playoff series where you were expected to win, and then you like, you know what? We just gonna go our separate ways. But to be going into the playoffs and Joker is being talked about as winning another MVP type season, I really don't get this. Now, if he was the coach for the Wizards, I could see that. But for the Nuggets, I really don't get it. I truly don't. Help me understand it, Joe.
So the shocking thing is what you said, Tomo. The shocking thing for me is the fact that he was fired at this time of the year. But am I shocked that he fired? No way, Jose. No way, Jose. This is
no
why.
way, AJ.
Speaking of AJ, me and AJ text about this fire. You know how you feel about Mike Malone.
That's why I said that.
And I screenshotted him. I said, bruh, I was going to do a not so ever top 5 who has the most pressure going to the playoffs, and Mike Malone was 5th on my list.
Wow.
I screenshot and sent it to him. He was 5th on my list. So I already had notes prepared for Mike Malone. But let me read what the Denver Nuggets owner said. He said, while the timing of this decision is unfortunate, as Coach Malone helped build the foundation of our now championship level program, it is a necessary step to allow us to compete at the highest level right now. Championship level standards and expectations remain in place for the current season, and as we look to the future, we look forward to building on the foundation laid by Coach Malone over his record-breaking 10-year career in Denver. This is why I'm not surprised. The Nuggets, first of all, do y'all know plus minus, right? First of all, have y'all ever watched the Nuggets play? What happens when Jokic is off the floor?
They are the worst team in the NBA when he's off the floor. They can't
terrible.
do nothing.
Mike Malone, I get you. Mike Malone, emotional guy, team building. He's very good at that. I mean, Jamal Murray gets hurt. You know what I mean? He gave Jamal Murray the confidence that I believe in you. He went all the way to Serbia and watched Jokic's horses win. Like he's a good guy. He really care about his players. He has a lot of emotion. But that's only half the battle. The other half is coaching. Do I think he's a bad coach? No. But lately, he hasn't been a great coach. I'm sorry. Listen, the top 10 players and plus minus in the NBA. SGA, Evan Mobley, Nikola Jokic is third. Sorry, he's tied for second with Evan Mobley, right? Lou Dort, Derek White, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Isaiah Joe, Jared Allen, Darius Garland. Y'all see something common about this whole list? Everybody plays for the Celtics, the Oklahoma City Thunder, or the Cavs, except for Jokic. Obviously, the other players are going to have a highest plus minus because the team is good. The team is winning. But Jokic is there by himself, and yet they in 7th place in the West. If you really look at the losing standings, why is that? Because Malone is not doing anything for real outside of Jokic. Do y'all know in April, Jokic is averaging 45 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, 62% from 62 and 45%. Far as splits, field goal and 3-point percentage, with 0 wins. This man dropped 60 and still lost. Why is that? What the coach is doing with everybody else. And the reason why the coach got fired is because the GM got fired. The GM was supposed to get fired. When you bring a new GM, man, you want him to grab his guy. Mike Malone's going to get fired regardless because a new GM will get his guy. The GM is terrible. What happened? They won a championship and they let Bruce Brown just walk. Who they get to recover that? Nobody. KCP walk. Who they get to recover that? Nobody. If I got Jokic on my team, what I'm gonna do, y'all? I'm gonna get shooters around him. What do? You sign Westbrook and you grab a Christian Brown, guys who are not legit 3-point shooters. Don't get me wrong. Aaron Gordon shooting 45% from the 3 right now, which is crazy. But is he really a great 3-point shooter? No. Is Westbrook one? No. Is Christian Brown really one? No. They're not building a great team around Jokic. So am I surprised? I'm surprised at the timing of it. But he was on my hot seat before the firing even happened. So I'm okay with the firing. Like Tomo said, though, I'm just not okay with the timing of the firing.
And there was quite a few other coaches that got let go. NBA Finals are no longer with the team that they won a championship with. Nick Nurse, we know where he's at. You got Frank Vogel, we see where he's at. Mike Budenholzer, well, we see what's about to happen down there. And then you got Mike Malone. that we're talking about right now. So again, I'm with you on that one, Joe. See, even if you fire the GM, sometimes the GM will let that coach stay, just depending upon the vision of the team. He's probably like, I'm gonna give you one more year, and then I'll probably let you go. I think the reason why Malone was probably arguing back and forth with the actual GM is what you said, Joe. He probably was actually like, "Can I get some players?"
No,
Like,
that was a problem. He wanted to keep KCP, and then they said it was time to move on from him.
see,
Yeah, and the response, Javon, they 4-8. They 4-8 without Jokic. That's normal without your superstar player. So I'm not going to really hop on the record without Jokic because, like Javon said, when Jokic is there, that's and 2 years ago that was an issue with the Warriors. 2 years ago, when Steph wasn't on the floor, they
That was
were
the issue.
terrible.
That was the issue with the Warriors this year before Jimmy Butler got there. Remember that plus minus was bad when Steph got off the court. Steph had to play big minutes, and once Jimmy got there, the minutes went down because they didn't need him to play those big minutes because now you got somebody else there that can help out as far as offensively and defensively when Jimmy Butler got there. Another thing is I think you have already mentioned about them not really getting anyone to replace Bruce Brown or KCP. That's a big thing. That's huge. GM got to be able to find someone to replace that defense because those are two really good defenders that you just let walk out the door and go somewhere else.
Oh yeah, defenders. But KCP was a shooter too. Like,
exactly. And those guys made both of those players were key components to you guys winning the finals that season. I know it was Jamal Murray and Jokic, but those two guys also made key plays. And to not replace them, that is just terrible GM. And then it showed this year when the defense is just terrible. It's just not good. So I just same thing I did with the Grizzlies though. I feel like this should have waited. You could have waited until the playoffs was done to get this done. I just don't understand why you rush and do it now when you got 3 games left until the playoffs. Just let them get through the playoffs and then let it go.
exactly.
That's my only issue. Unless they feel a little confident about this new interim coach. But another thing I want to say is this.
The
Jamal
interim
Murray
coach
might be
doesn't
gone.
even have any NBA coaching experience. None.
He's been
On any level.
That was Joe Mazzulla too. And look what Joe Mazzulla doing right now.
Yeah.
Joe Mazzulla was the assistant coach at least.
He was an assistant coach.
He was assistant coach. He was assistant coach for the Nuggets, the Magic, and the Timberwolves.
Yeah, he was on the bench like with them this year. He got promoted. I mean, he was already coach.
He kind of looked like
Jamal. Go ahead.
So he kind of looked like the Lakers' old coach. What's my man name that went to the Bucks?
Darvin
Ham. No, Darvin Ham.
Darvin Ham. I thought I saw some.
Are we looking at the same coach?
David Alderman. Yeah.
That's the GM. I'm talking about the head coach.
Yeah, that's GM.
David Alderman.
That's the GM, not the head coach.
The head coach is somebody else.
Some random guy. He looked like he from.
He looked like the dude from Impractical Jokes.
But that's his name though, right?
Nah.
You sure?
Let me look.
But look, Jamal Murray. I don't know. You might be done with the Nuggets. They might get rid of him.
Oh, they about to get a whole new. It's a whole new roster.
Jamal Murray's hurt every single year, and last year playoff performance was terrible. I know he had 2 game winners against on 80, but he was terrible last year in the playoffs. And this year, if he don't play good in the playoffs, he's definitely gone because he's not reliable no more. Always hurt. Well, we can keep moving on.
No, I was, he was prolonging because he was waiting for one of these special guests to show up. We talking about basketball, but he's more of a baseball guy, unless you're talking about the Celtics, that is. So we're gonna bring up BWT's own baseball with Teddy, because we got to talk about some things. Hold on, I got you, Teddy. Hold on, I can't play the Yankees win because we got to. Because
they lost. Hey, Steve Carter,
all right.
Welcome,
up,
Teddy.
fellas?
Welcome. What's going on?
What up?
How you feeling?
What up, Teddy?
I'm feeling all right.
Well, I know you got some prior engagements to get to, but these prior engagements that you got to get to are going to have one of these kids one day signing these type of deals. 14 years, $500 million, and that's what Y'all help me out with this one. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Yeah.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure the Vladimir part was right. That's all. Now I'm gonna
Yep.
keep it moving. After that, you can do what you want on that one for the Toronto Blue Jays. So we got to react to it, Teddy. 14. That puts him in the top 3. That's up there with Otani and Juan Soto. And just like Juan Soto, this deal has a no deferred money in it. I think he has a no trade clause as well. But
Yep.
tell us what you think about this deal.
I like the deal, man. For the Blue Jays, it's really going to help them secure Bo Bichette as well, as Bo Bichette is up for free agency this upcoming season, and for them to go out and get Anthony Santander in the offseason in free agency. I was wondering what they were gonna do with Vladdy and Bo, and I feel like Vladdy put the pressure on these guys because he set a time period where he wanted to get this deal done, and then when it wasn't done, he said, "All right, I'm gonna give all other 29 teams a shot. Everybody's gonna have a shot for me in free agency. If not, then you're gonna lose me." But they got to the table, they figured out a deal, and 14 years, $500 million later, they got themselves a first baseman for a long time.
I have a question, Teddy. Do you think that like Worm said that was my thing? I feel like with the Blue Jay, I think you mentioned it on your show. One of y'all mentioned that like when you got somebody like Vladdy, you want to keep him. You know, you
Yeah,
want to keep him there. Don't you think he could have got more though?
he definitely could have gotten more, but I think like I said, they also need to re-sign Bo Bichette this year, and he's gonna be in the 325 to $400 million range. So you really got to think about like the team wise, you know. And they're building a pretty good team. Their pitching rotation is awful. They're gonna have to adjust that in free agency. But with the signing of Santander in the offseason, matching him with Vladdy, and then you got Bo Bichette, it's it's a great trio to have to build off of.
Okay, okay. And but are you surprised that he signed an extension right now, or that he didn't wait to the off season like he said he would give all teams an opportunity that all he opened to all the teams. So are you surprised that he did it right now?
Yeah, I definitely was surprised because I thought like Worm said, he could have got a lot more in free agency. I'm sure the Yankees probably would have offered him a lot of money. The Red Sox probably would have offered him a lot of money with what what they were offering for Juan Soto this year, and they missed out on him. And there's a couple other teams that probably would have thrown six, maybe 650 to him for maybe a shorter amount of time.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he stayed there. I'm not gonna lie.
It's crazy to say that getting 500 million is selling yourself short. That's what's crazy.
Now, do you
That's
think
what's crazy.
now obviously getting I know right now obviously the contract is financially independent the rest of his life is for generations, right? He good.
Mhm.
For the baseball standpoint, do you think that was the best move for him? Or do you think that was as a fan, you watching it, right? As an analyst, do you think that was a smart move for him?
It was definitely smart for him to stay where he's already accustomed to the fans and all that. You can't forget that he grew up in Canada with when his dad was in the league playing for the Expos. So he was actually born in Canada, and he's used to that lifestyle and all that. So he's gonna feel right at home, and this deal just makes that more believable that
Mm.
he's just gonna be more comfortable. And defensively, he still needs to get some work in, but offensively, you can put him top 7 in the league.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember in the off season before it started, that he was talking about he's worth he if he has an MVP season, he's worth 700 million. So
Yeah.
definitely see where a lot of people saying he's selling so short. But like Teddy said, I'm not mad. Well, I mean I am mad because he's still in the AL East. I wish he was out or with us. But either way, I'm not mad at him staying where he's comfortable at, because like Teddy said, he born and raised in Canada, so that's all he knows. That's all he knows. So I mean, big ups to him. He got a contract to stay with the Blue Jays. Now I just hope they suck.
Well, he don't like the Yankees, so.
Hey, he even said it. He even said, he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give the rest of the 29 teams, even the Yankees, what happened in the past is in the past," and he was gonna give them an opportunity to give him the bag, because who wouldn't?
I think that's what made the Blue Jays give him that contract. He's like, whoa, the Yankees? No.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, the Blue Jays were smart to get this done during the season, especially in the first couple weeks, because right now he's kind of struggling offensively, but I feel like he'll be fine during the rest of the regular season. But it takes his mental side of the game. It takes it away that he can focus on the game, not just, all right, if I don't perform here, I'm not going to get this much money. If I do perform, I'll get this much. So it's like I can just go out there and play ball and try to win, but they won't win because they suck.
Great point.
One more element to the mental side of it is the no trade clause too. Because at the end of the day, you pay me the money, and now if you want to try to get rid of me, you have to negotiate with me. Trust me,
Exactly.
I know. I got a quarterback and an excellent shooting guard that still hunts me to this day.
I really thought that he was gonna get more than Juan Soto in this offseason.
No, he's nowhere near. He's nowhere near the offensive player that Juan Soto is. They both lack defensively, so that's where you really gotta measure them at. And Juan Soto is a lot better offensively than Vladimir Guerrero.
Let me ask you this. All right. In every other sport, like not every other sport, in NFL and NBA, it's kind of like next man up. You take the contract to another level. Is it like that with baseball?
Yeah, kind of.
So why wouldn't Vladdy, like he's a top tier player, so if he's a free agent, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't he a year later after Juan Soto goes to the Nets? Why wouldn't he like eclipse that contract?
Because you got to think about it. What the Blue Jays are trying to do as a team, right?
No, not the Blue Jays. I'm saying if he were to become a free agent, I know you said he wouldn't eclipse Juan Soto.
Oh no. No. Juan Soto, what he signed for was a ridiculous amount of money, and it's crazy because I'm a Yankee fan. You guys all know this, and I wanted Soto to stay in the Bronx, and I'm glad that he didn't re-sign with the Yankees, because that's $760 million that they offered him and he declined. We were able to go out and do multiple trades and go out and get another arm, which really benefited us because Garrett Cole got Tommy John. So we really would have been, can't say it on the airways, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it was kind of a blessing in disguise for Soto to decline what the Yankees offered him and take the extra $5 million and a suite to go play in the little stepbrothers of New York.
Do that.
So Vladdy, he could have got around 650, but now
I think he could have even gotten like 680, 690, but I don't think he would have eclipsed Soto either.
Yeah, 765.
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah.
But it is New York. So you gotta think about the taxes.
True. Triple tax.
But then again, we not into politics.
No,
but yeah. Taxes may be going away soon. So he might get all that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But look out for what Kyle Tucker is gonna get in this next coming off season. Talk about setting the bar. Kyle Tucker does it all. He can run the bases. He can play elite defense. He can swing the bat with the best of them. The most underrated superstar in the game today, I think. So I think he's going to get up there in the 650 range.
Dang. Well, I know them Cubs fans will be excited to keep him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So we're gonna thank you for joining us, Teddy. And when you sign your 650 or 700 million contract, don't forget about us over here, man.
There
I know
it is.
you've been paying for a lot of Chipotle. Somebody backstage making us hungry, but I'm just saying.
Yo,
But
I got a nice T-shirt, Tomo. I got a nice Celtics T-shirt. I'll be wearing
hey,
it all the
hey,
time. You know what I mean?
I could go get a hat. You know, we even exchange over here. We even exchange over here. But I can't say too much because this guy we done fed him too much, and we'll talk to him in just a second. But let the folks know where they can find you. We know we got the show descriptions below. Drop your last words and things like that.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at that kid Mercado, at that kid _ Mercado. Find me on YouTube, Baseball with Teddy. I'll be live tomorrow night with Carl to recap the Tigers and Yankees series. Hopefully we can avoid the sweep tomorrow with Max Fried on the mound, because that would be a terrible show if I got to go up there with Carl with the broom, because I know he's gonna do something crazy if it happens. So I'm just mentally preparing myself for that. But tomorrow we'll be live around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to recap that. And just make sure you guys are subscribed to the entire network. We're giving you everything you need at the tap of your fingers right here. You don't need to go on Sports Center with all that other BS going around, and you know what I mean. But yeah, tap in with the network. You won't regret it.
That's good.
There you go. All right, Teddy.
Appreciate you, Teddy.
Take it easy, fellas.
Hey, get comfortable because we're gonna be asking for you to come on a lot more.
Oh yeah, I'll be here.
Let's get it.
There we go.
Let's go Yankees.
Boom.
I knew Look. Hey, who kicked him out? Because the laugh faded away perfectly.
I think it was joke because I didn't touch nothing.
It was me. I'm guilty right here. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I was gonna say don't look backstage because he has some words for you. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, we're gonna transition from baseball. It looks like we covering all sports today because we're gonna go right into, which was March Madness, which ended in some. We wouldn't say it was madness. It was kind of just some crazy poetic endings for some, and just crazy upset endings for others. But this one player here, she's going to get drafted in a few days. We got CTC backstage, so he's going to join us for the next two topics. But what's up, Carl?
What's good, man? Hey, man, y'all thought I was only going to wear my Pistons shirt when we beat the Kings. Nah, we lost last night. The Kings still got to rep my boys, man. Got the Pistons shirt on.
Not a dead sound. Let's go.
I was waiting for you to finish. He cut you off. He beat the Kings. All right, he said he beat the Kings. They got the crowd like, yeah.
No. We lost.
They lost. DeRozan and Zach LaVine dropped 8 of them boys. And Detroit. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay, so as I was saying before, I don't know why. Stop doing that, Joe.
Was that a throwback jersey?
It definitely was.
That was a Malik Monk. I know he got hurt, but that's Malik Monk though. Malik Monk.
See what happened when the HOA gets together. The new member, you got to learn. But
I forgot your HOA. Come on, man.
Hey, he be forgetting.
You right. I be forgetting.
Falling into bad habits. Dave,
I'm not part of the HOA.
Dave ain't getting the invitation.
I ain't part of the HOA. No, I'm good.
Well, all right, we're going to turn the page on that then, and we're going to talk about somebody else. We're going to talk about Paige Beckner. Balling.
Beckers.
You
had Joe to botch her last name already on the show.
Well, the missus not drafting her, so I don't care. It's like, nah, Paige, you was doing your... I'm upset. They stole our pick. The missus supposed to have the number 1 pick, so I'm getting mentally prepared for the Wizards not to have the number 1 pick. We got 2 of the best players coming out in college, and they probably won't be playing in DC. But Paige right now did her thing. Carl, I know it was upsetting because I sat there and watched that game. I picked South Carolina to win also, but after like the second quarter, I was like, man, this is destiny right here because there's no stopping this. And then it led people to say, UConn got the title, but where does Paige rank amongst UConn players? Let's start with you, Kyle.
It's so tough because UConn that had so many greats. You done had Maya Moore, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Nafisha Collier. I'm forgetting the big Breonna Stewart. You done had so many greats come out of UConn. I might go top 3.
Ooh.
I might go top 3, top 5. I mean, she got the records. She do have the records. She don't have the natties, but she wasn't a part of like UConn used to have some stacked teams. So yeah, she don't have the natties, but her teams weren't as stacked as some of them. Like I know Breonna Stewart, I believe she won 4 straight. I want to say Tarazi won like 2 or 3 or something like that. Right. And I know Paige only has 1, but she's a baller. She's a baller for sure. Like I said, she has the records. Top 3, top 5, I'm cool with. I still think Maya Moore is my GOAT out of UConn. That's just me personally. But yeah, I got her top 3, top 5.
Dave?
Carl, I agree with you. I also believe that she's at least top 3, top 5 all time. Look, I believe she could have easily won 2 championships if she never got hurt. I think she is just that good, and she's good offensively and defensively. That's one thing that Gino Auriemma breathes towards UConn is that you got to play offense and defense, and that showed in the national title game, going up against South Carolina because they pretty much didn't allow them to do much of anything after the second quarter. They dominated that game all throughout. Paige wasn't even like the top scorer in that game. But even with that, she moved into 3rd all time in scoring in UConn history, and I think she ended up surpassing her. Didn't she end up surpassing Maya Moore?
No, she's second.
Oh, she's second. I thought she was first. She's second.
So
she first in points per game.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
Okay, so
total
points. Maya Moore is still number 1. I believe. I also believe Maya Moore is number one overall in history. Because I mean, Maya Moore only lost 4 games her entire college career.
It's my GOAT.
She only lost 4, and she got the most points ever. She's 4th all time in college and women's college basketball. She has almost 1,300 rebounds, which is second in the Huskies history. She has 310 steals. That's 3rd in Husky in history. She almost got 550 assists. That's 6th ever, and she got 204 blocks. Maya Moore just could do any and everything. And I kind of sort of put Paige up there as well. I believe she can score with the best, and I believe she can defend with the best. That's just how good that Paige is, man. She's a difference maker. So I don't disagree with Carl at all. I think she's definitely all time. And yeah, Diana Taurasi was a baller. So was Sue Bird. Man, they got some ballers in UConn, but Paige is she one of the ones, man.
I can go Tomo. I agree. I think she's top 3. So look, this is how I look at it. Best career, Breonna Stewart, because
she got the 4 straight.
I mean, like they were undefeated, like her whole tenure for real. Like they went crazy. So, but best player, 1A, Maya Moore, 1B, Paige Becker. That's it. Paige is like that, but Maya Moore is better though. I'm gonna put Maya Moore as the best player. All right, Maya Moore is the best player.
I'll say 1, 2. I don't know about 1A, 1B.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Paige Becker, her career got derailed because of her injuries. She got hurt, came back, and she was playing like she wasn't the same Paige because she didn't get no off-season training and stuff. She played only 13 games, only averaged like 14 points a game, and then the next year she out the whole year. So and then when I look at it, she's like points per game because we can't do totals with her because she, it's not the same. Well, we can't because of that 1 year she had. She averaged the most points per game. Now, Maya Moore has the best season as far as points per game, but I would say Maya Moore is better. But Paige is like that. Paige, I mean, anybody in history, I think Paige is the only one that won Player of the Year as a freshman. Am I correct? I think she was. She's the only one that won Player of the Year as a freshman.
I don't know. Brianna still ain't.
No. Beyonce didn't win it as a freshman. I don't think she did. But she won Player of the Year as a freshman. You know, so and my top three is basically Maya Moore, Breonna Stewart, and Paige. So I know a lot of people might say
Taraji, she ain't mine.
Yeah, you know, she's in my top. She's in my. I know they talk about first. She's in my Mount Rushmore, my top 4. I put her in my top 4. Sue Bird, you know, like Carl said, all those other UConn teams were stacked. They were definitely stacked. They had the top recruiting class every single year, all that stuff, and with the NIL deals going on right now, the talent is more spread out, you can say. And South Carolina has been that juggernaut these last few years. So, and then Paige, don't forget, Paige last year they beat USC. So they beat Juju.
USC won it all last year.
What are you talking about? Juju in now?
Oh, that USC. My bad. I beat South Carolina. I call them USC. My bad. I called them.
What you talking about?
I was definitely doing. I'm about to say Juju ain't win no title last year.
My bad. That was my bad. Oh, by the way, you were right. She was the first freshman in UConn history to win that Player of the Year.
Only freshman.
Yep.
No, first.
That's why she the first, because she the only.
Okay. Because saying first makes it like there's a second. It's only. I ain't hear what someone said. But yeah, those are my top.
Good folk.
Those are my top.
All right, let me ask
you know, that's Worm, Kevo. That's Worm.
I was looking for a Blaze comment, bro. I swear I was.
We're not acknowledging Kev right now. He's still hating on the DC teams, man. You ain't see what he said. It's also no great players, man. I mean, we got. I mean, I know Joe would say something different about that. He said no great players in DC.
Yeah, West Unsealed, I guess. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
You sticking to sports. I was talking about their growth.
I mean, Tomo, Alex Saw got 16 points in the first quarter. He got beating the Pacers.
Look. They not gonna give him rookie of the year. This ain't about that, right? This is not about that, because you already know what happens when. This is why the HOA was here. I want to ask y'all one question though, because I agree with y'all that she is top 5. I know everybody's where you want to rank her. I'm gonna let you guys do that. I think she's 4, but you want to say 3, you can argue. Do you think she gets here if Juju was healthy?
Yes.
I think UConn was pretty dominant this year.
Yeah.
I think they were really dominant, bro. To beat SC by 30 plus twice. I think they do. They blew out UCLA too.
Yeah, they smoked them.
I think they win it regardless, bro.
They beat Juju last year. That's what I'm saying.
They did.
I just wanted to ask that question.
That's a good question, Tom.
Yeah, but Paige. I mean, when Paige and Juju played this year, Juju got the best of her. So
I mean, that's true, but that's regular season as well. But
I'm just saying, I don't know. I could see it, but I mean, we didn't get a chance to see it. So, but the Juju just different offensively and defensively. She's
she's the best player of the year.
She's tough.
All right, I just wanted to.
that.
I just had to ask because it's been going around. Like people, you know, every time somebody wins something, there's got to be a person that asks the question, like, "Well, what if this happened?" So, again,
I mean, you could say that if UConn was like close in they 2 Final Four games, they weren't even close.
Yeah, different strokes, different folks, though. You know what I'm saying?
She was cooking in the championship game. Oh my!
Yeah, her and Sarah Strong was cooking.
Looking like Kyrie Irving at that job. She was cooking.
Nah, that was funny though when he was like, you know, she got 11 rebounds. the reaction,
she had a double ass.
Like what? Nah, they was doing their thing. But
balling.
I mean, when it comes to UConn, but
go ahead.
Now I will say, but when it comes to UConn, we all agree that it's Maya Moore. Breonna Stewart is like that though. That's why I said. That's why
her
I said
career is like that.
Yeah, Stewie.
They carried over to the WNBA too. But we got to mainly focus on like their college careers, because when you start talking, you think of these players and you like, man, they was dogs in college and they still dogs in the league. And that's when Sue Bird and those names pop up. I think
Breonna was elite defensively too, like elite.
And that's that UConn system. He made sure that they got coming in and play defense, man.
That was all I was about to say. And it's just not about the stars at UConn either. There's some teammates out there that's balling as well, like AE, and then you got to think about who y'all just said, Sarah Stokes on the team, Fudd that was doing her thing. Like it was just a lot of players. Like it's just that organization they make great players. So I'm not mad at if anybody wants to put her above Maya Moore. I'm not gonna argue with you.
I'm mad at you.
I'm mad.
Look, some
I'm not
people want to
putting her
put her
above
there.
Maya
Some people
Moore.
wouldn't. You
Here's
got
the
to think
thing
these
about
kids
Paige.
nowadays didn't watch Maya. You get what I'm saying? So when you
Why
talk
I
to
ain't
certain,
that far removed?
so
Come
when
on
you
now,
talk to
brother.
certain players, first of
Yeah,
all,
I get you.
hold on. What I'm saying is a lot of people didn't even watch women's basketball.
Yeah, you're right.
So they just looking at the names now. So they'll look at it and be like, well, why y'all putting her right there? Paige did this. Paige got the accolades. Paige has all of that. So if somebody wants to put her up there, I'm glad you all spoke the facts for them so they can come back here and revert back to this and subscribe. But I say she's top 4.
Before we move on, I do want Paige's run is so unique because of she didn't have an All-American starting 5 team. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like her teams weren't as stacked like these other players' teams that we're talking about. Like this is in an NIL era. And it's UConn has not been the same. When they recruited Paige, it was like, dang, this is the best prospect they had in a while. So that's why I think what Paige did is very, very, very unique. Made it to the Final Four every single time she was healthy.
Paige is top 3
All
talent,
4
but
years.
not top 3 for UConn.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Vaughn will probably go like we said, Maya Moore, then Stewie, then probably Diana.
I ain't putting Sue Bird. I ain't putting Sue Bird over her.
You might put Taurasi over.
Yeah,
I see it.
I can see that.
I don't know.
Taurasi was a baller.
Taurasi was tough.
You couldn't stop her in college. She was cooking.
They had a stat squad too, though.
They did, but she was still.
We talking individual accolades? Give me, Paige.
I'm not mad either way. I might lean Diana, but I'm not mad either way.
Shout out to Diana Taurasi.
That's a good one. Take that to the college chat with that one, Vaughn. Because CCC, you hosted. This is our second year doing the bracket. Second year. Refused to lose NCAA bracket, and your bracket was phenomenal, man. I gotta say hats off to you, man. Your bracket was phenomenal. If no one watched CTC right before we came on, Vaughn won, but his bracket was close to yours. Joe, you did your thing. Dave, you did yours. Me, I was just riding a fairy tale wave, so I'm not gonna talk too much about mine. So we just gonna do a reaction to the Natty. Fellas, we picked our Final Four, but we watched that championship game last night, and Florida came out after what was. I think that play gonna hunt that kid for a while, man. But Florida found a way to win it after being down. I think it was down 12 at one point, 12 or 15.
Yeah, they were down. The largest lead for Houston was 12 points.
12.
Okay, 12, and found a way to close it out. So from buzzer beaters and ball bounces, your reaction to it, Carl?
I was hurt. I was so hurt. I was hurt for Kelvin Sampson. I was hurt for the University of Houston because yet again, the University of Houston makes a national championship game. Now, the last 2 times weren't recent, but still for the community and guys that were alive to see, hopefully alive to see all 3 national championships, they have yet to see U of H win a natty. And I was just hurt, man. Kelvin Sampson was so close to becoming one of the greats in the sport of college basketball to where you can have an argument for it. And Florida, they just made winning plays. I mean, it's not like you can't discredit Houston. I mean, you can't discredit Florida. Florida made winning plays. They caused the turnovers. They got block shots. They played stupendous defense, including Walter Clayton Jr. Walter Clayton Jr., like I said on my show, I know offensively it wasn't there in the first half, but he stayed locked in defensively, and that's what I liked about it the most. He stayed in. He didn't get down on himself. He didn't have defensive lapses. He stayed locked in defensively, and when his time came offensively, he got it done. 2 big and ones to keep the game close. A 3-ball to tie the game coming off a commercial break. And then the defensive play to recover on Emmanuel Sharp's open 3 to make him second guess, drop the ball, and run out the clock to win the game. Walter Clayton deserves a lot of credit for disrupting the Houston Fairy tale Cinderella. Oh, I'm so hurt. I really wanted it for Kelvin Sampson. I'm so sorry. I love Kelvin Sampson is one of my favorite coaches in college. I love the Houston DNA of that program. So I was really excited to see him possibly win one. But you gotta give credit to Florida because Florida was the same thing this year. Very talented offensively, like I said, with guys like Walter Clayton, Will Richard keeping them in the game first half, scoring 14 of their 28 points at halftime. Elijah Martin playing defense, hitting some buckets. Denzel Aberdeen getting the layup off of, I think it was like a bad pass or something like that. Alex Condon being a force down low. And Thomas Houck had a really good game for Florida. So shout out those guys. But ultimately, it was the game we wanted. It was the game we wanted. We asked on the show specifically for a game to where somebody has to make a shot to win the game. Kelvin Sampson drew up a pretty good play. Emmanuel Sharp had a pretty good look. But Walter Clayton said, "This is my natty." And he got the job done.
Joe?
I mean, I just want to talk about Duke Houston. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Why you keep messing with
It's coming from a Wake Forest fan who wasn't even in the tournament.
Hey, Wake Forest has got a good pickup in the portal, Miles Colvin.
I'm cool. I ain't tripping.
were they in the dance though?
Now we were.
It pissed me.
He were not in the dance.
Pissed me off.
But Florida is the first team in modern era to win a natty, win a national championship without a top 100 recruit on their roster.
Can I say something to that real quick, Joe?
Uh-huh.
As much as that sounds like a great feat, brother, Elijah Martin went to the Final Four with FAU 2 years ago. Walter Clayton was a highly coveted transfer coming from Iona, averaging 16.8 points per game, leading that Iona team in scoring when they made the tournament with Rick Pitino. So it sounds great in theory, but with NIL, it's not as.
I know, right? I know.
It's not like they had a guy that no freshman played in this game. None.
That they developed. Yeah.
Yeah, so they already developed.
But how about this one? Florida's the only team that had multiple titles in football and basketball. That's bad.
They have three. Yeah, they have three.
Three. My bad, because Joakim Noah got two. And Corey Brewer.
I'll hope for Corey Brewer. Yeah.
But anyways, that was an entertaining game. I was locked in from start to finish. And it's funny because as much as I was watching the game, I was like, yo, Houston driving. So was Florida. It was a great defensive game. But Houston had all of the momentum the whole game. They were the ones going on runs with the lead. Florida was going on runs too, but it didn't feel the same because Florida was going on runs just to get back down by 3. They were playing catch up the whole game. All right. So shout out to Will Richard. He is the MVP in my opinion in this game.
He single-handedly kept them in that game.
He kept them in the game. I'm not gonna say MVP. He was the most. I would probably say MVP. He kept them in the game. That game could have been blown out of proportion. They could have got down by 20 or 18, 17 or something like that. But them 3, he had 3 in a row at one point, which I think saved the game in the first half. So that brought him back down by 3 again. But the last sequence, well, what happened was Florida ended up taking the momentum late in that second half. I mean, it was hard for Houston to get a bucket. Hard. First, it was hard for both teams. I mean, we talk about back and forth, brick by miss. And good looks too, right? We talk about layups missing, all that stuff rimming out. It was crazy. But Walter Clayton out of that timeout. When they called timeout and Walter Clayton Jr. came out of that timeout and got that wide open 3 on top of the key, he made that 3. I was like, dang. Because like Carl said, Walter Clayton, I don't have the stats, but Walter Clayton was basically shut down the whole game. But late in the game, he got a little hot. He got some buckets. He got some buckets to fall and made some good plays with the ball in his hand. So, and in the last play, Carl, you can help me out. All right. When he threw the ball up because he about to travel, what's the big man name with the dreads?
Oh, bro, his name is
wasn't it?
Nah, you talking about in Florida, right?
No, I'm talking about.
No, he's talking about Houston. That was Tugler.
Oh, then you talking about JoJo Tugler?
Yeah.
He could have got the ball, but he kind of hesitated. He hesitated. If you watch watch the replay, shot it. He's about to shoot it. And he dropped it, And then you see what's his name again? Sorry, Carl.
JoJo Tugler. No, he wasn't in the game because he
Who was
fouled
that
out.
then? Who was that?
Juwan Roberts.
That was
It was
Ron
Juwan
Roberts.
Roberts. You talking about that play? Juwan Roberts was near the ball.
Okay, he got dreads, right? I'm tripping.
Yeah, you talking about? It's not dreads. I think it's like braids.
Nah,
but
it's like cornrow
yeah, the
braids.
side joint. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That was him.
It was Juwan Roberts. He was by the ball. Because
Oh,
JoJo Tugler fouled out, and Javier Francis got a regular haircut.
Oh, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was him. But anyways, he could have got the ball, but he kind of hesitated, whatever, and then game over. So it was poor execution. And then you could hear Sampson, the coach, on the post game press conference. He was upset on how he's like, you gotta get a shot off, which is true. And they try to run a play for LJ Cryer. He passed it, trying to come off the screen, but I don't think he passed. I think they did pass to him, but then he passed it to Sharp. So it was poor execution down the stretch. Well, I wanted to see at least a miss or a make at the end of the game. I did not want to see a fumble like that at the end of the game on a national championship stage. So, but shout out to Florida, man. They earned this W. They stuck it through the whole game. They were involved the whole game. They never let it get out of hand. Whenever we thought it was gonna get out of hand, they brought it right back. And their players, they did exactly. They kind of did what Houston did at Duke. They buckled down at the end of the game, and they stole the game. So shout out to Florida.
Yeah, no, that's not a way you want to end a championship run like that, especially with that play. For me, Joe, you might have went back and watched the replay, but me watching in real time, once he went up and he came down and knew he couldn't touch the ball, he kind of looked at him, and bro was looking at him like, why you not touching the ball? And he was like, he kind of looked at him like, I can't touch it. That's why he started boxing him out. He was like, I can't touch the ball. Can somebody do something? Which was also one of those, which was a good IQ play as far as what happened after the fact. But for you to go for a pump fake and jump, maybe you was trying to get the foul on the play and it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. And then you come down and then the nose like, I can't touch it. And it's just like, man, I felt for that kid in that moment because he's like, it's over. There's nothing else we can do unless somebody get it and pull a, like we said backstage, and pull a Carlton Banks and just throw the ball and maybe something happens. That was just heartbreaking. I want to say shout out to, I forgot that he was a Florida fan, the Denver Bronco fan that came on here. Say shout out to Tyler because he's a Florida fan. And I was like, you still root for Florida? He was like, yeah. I was like, about time one of your teams won something on air. But outside of that, I know I couldn't. I wasn't just about to give him too much props. But outside of that, this was a great, both tournaments, actually, the men's and women's was great. They were both entertaining. They both came, well, not the women's, but the men's came down to 2 games. The Duke-Houston game was a good one. And it came down to flag, he had to make a play. And then the Houston game kind of ended almost the same way, which is kind of weird in a parallel universe of how both those games played out. But another thing, outside of the tournament, I just want to give this, and you can talk about it again, I just want to give Carl.
I ain't speak about the game yet.
No. I just want to say, I just want to give Carl his shout out, though. Because for him to do all of those episodes, right? Yeah, I wasn't moving on. I got you. Yeah, I just want to give Carl.
Hold up, man. Can I say something?
Yeah, I just want to give him his flowers on air because, again, when the tournament started and you said it backstage, you didn't know how this was going to play out as far as you doing episodes, and for you to host the bracket, keep us updated, and watch all of those shows and watch all of those games and give us all of those updates, man. Hats off to you. So it's not just Florida that won, CTC won, and R2L won also.
Facts. Nah, it was definitely a good bracket challenge. And Carl, you definitely did. We've been saying this for a while, Carl. Before you even started, we said that you were the hardest working person in R2L, and you continue to show that just because of what you do throughout your shows and how prepared you are every single time. You never do a show unprepared. That's one thing I can say about you. So kudos to you, man. Kudos to you.
Joe know because he was backstage. The college football conference championship week. I said, man, I'm about to do this off the top. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. When we did, it was me, Joe, and Ace, and we talked the college football conference championship games.
Oh,
said,
yeah.
I'm about to do this off the dome. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but it worked out.
But Carl, before you get too excited, we up 8-1. Go ahead, Dave.
Wait, what'd you say? Oh,
we up on the Dodgers.
I know.
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
I gave you my caveat in the chat.
James Wood hit a home run too. I saw that. Wow,
killing them boys.
They set us up, bro. I called.
Whoa! It's a college basketball topic. Hold up.
All I'm saying is I'm calling. They set us up. That's all I'm saying.
But my thoughts on the on the championship game, man. I mean, it kind of went exactly how I talked about it on the show when I was on CTC. I said in order for Florida to win, what they got to do is they got to put Houston's big men in foul trouble, and that's what happened in the second half. And I said in order for Houston to win, LJ Cry got to go off, and they got to make sure that they contain Walter Clayton Jr. And that's exactly what happened in the first half. He was contained. He only had what a point or 2 points?
Yeah, 1 point.
He had 1 point in the first half, and he didn't make a field goal shot at all. He was getting strapped like Akon locked up. That's exactly how it was. He was strapped the whole first half, man. But in the second half, Codon and
Condon.
What's the other Condon and what's the other big man's name?
Bruh, I don't know how to say it. It's like it's an African last name, but
Okay.
I know you're talking about.
The two big men from Florida got.
Unless you're talking about Thomas Hout. If you talking about Thomas
Hout.
Okay.
Yeah. Those guys, they got Tugler and Roberts in foul trouble in the second half. I think they both have
Francis.
So Francis and
Tugler, yeah.
Francis and Tugler both had 4 fouls at one point, and then then Tugler fouled out. I was like, well, there it is, right there. That's what happened. It was a game of 2 halves. In the first half, Houston had it, but in the second half, Florida had took over. They went on a 21-9 run. They went on a run like that, and that's kind of what gave them the momentum. And LJ Cryer, there was actually 3 plays at the end of the game that kind of messed it up for me, because people forget about the LJ Cryer play where he went under the basket and turned the ball over. That was also key as well. So that messed it up as well. I thought he was going to go for a layup or at least pass it out. He went and just turned the ball out. I was like, what is he doing? Then that's what happened with the turnover. He dribbled the ball into 3 players. Like, come on.
That was Emmanuel Sharp. Dribbled right into 3 players.
Right into 3 players, and then turn the ball over. And the crazy thing is, they didn't even have that many turnovers in the first half. And then in the last last minute, they had like 3 turnovers. It's like it's backwards. You can't do something like that. You were in control the entire game, and then the second half, they just slowly kept crumbling, and Florida just kept picking the game up, kept picking the pace. They started picking up their own pace, because once Clayton hit that shot, he felt good. He started to hit other shots. He got to the line even more. He got more. Once Clayton got involved, I was like, all right, well, we don't know how this is going to go. I'm glad it ended the way it did because it was so close. I just didn't like the last 3 plays for Houston, because all of that is what gave Florida the game.
Yeah, I didn't like that Emmanuel Sharp, who's normally really a shooter for real, tried to go off the bounce in between 3 players. Like, all right, you didn't have anything. It seemed like I don't have nothing. I'm going to force it. I think the moment kind of got to him in that space. The LJ Cryer one, a play that sticks out to me as well is the one that forced the TV timeout, where he had a 3, he pump faked, and he was out of bounds. And that was a turnover.
Yeah, on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a turnover as well. But I also thought it was one where he had a shot, pump fake, and tried to drive, and he missed a floater. And LJ normally hits that, and I thought that was a big miss too.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, man, hats off to Florida. I've been praising Florida on both ends all year, and when the rubber needed to meet the road, they played really good defense.
Mm-hmm. They did. Lock them boys up, like they said.
Locked up.
I knew he was going to say that.
What I really wish, because it was a great play. I think that play, I know Joe said he thinks it was for LJ. I really do think that play was for Emmanuel Sharp. He's the best 3-point shooter on the team. And I seen him waiting under the rim for a screen. He didn't really get a screen, but he used Juwan Roberts to like zip her up. And it looked like Juwan Roberts was bodying the big man instead of Walter Clayton. And Walter Clayton had a free release to Emmanuel Sharp. I wish Sharp would have pump faked. But I can see how Sharp thought he had the time to shoot. Because if you look at a still motion of when Sharp has the ball in the shooting pocket and like where Walter Clayton is, you would think, oh, he got plenty of time to get that off. But the closing speed of Walter Clayton was just that crazy to where when you run the tape, he's right there when he's at the height of his release.
Yeah, great defense.
Like you said, it was for Florida, that's a storybook ending. For Houston, it's what could have been. But Carl, again, we gave you your flowers while you were on air. You know, baseball season is ramping up. So tell the folks what you're going to be doing in this off season while we're on CTC.
Oh, CTC is back to one episode a week. Yes, it is. It is review season. I am going to be reviewing Michigan State basketball season next year with my boy Luke. Shout out next Tuesday. I will be reviewing South Carolina basketball season the week after that. Hey, shout out South Carolina, by the way. Got a huge transfer pickup in Trey Eagleson.
Tonight,
put up 40 against Alabama, 50 in the Summit League tournament.
The South Carolina ladies too got tonight.
Yep, they got the leader scorer. Yep, got her. But the men's, like I said, the men's Trey Eagleson. We got Michi Johnson coming back. So shout out to him. We got 3 guards. I can't remember who the third one is right now, but shout out South Carolina for sure. Worm about that mock football draft. I gotta talk to AJ and Kev about that. Because that's who did the mock draft last year. It was me, AJ, and Kev. We gotta talk about that and iron that out. We got a couple times, but I might get on that tomorrow. Thank you for that, Worm. That will be soon. And there will be an NFL draft show. So that will be my episodes a week. NFL draft show. Just what? The third annual? I can't believe this is the third annual show already. Or is this fourth? Is it third or fourth?
Third. I hosted the first one.
Yeah, I did not
host
the
second.
second.
The last one.
Can't believe it's already the third annual draft year.
Yeah, it's fourth. Not the third.
It's the third.
The first one was when Jamari Gibbs got drafted.
Yeah, Jameer Gibbs and Jalen Carter.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. When Dave said he hosted, I was thinking his show. My bad.
No, yeah.
The first one was R2. I got
Mozzie against the Cowboys. That was the first one. But
all right, man. Then we kick Teddy.
All right, my bad. I'm gonna finish.
I don't like Michigan either, man. I'm with you. I just want to throw that out there.
My bad.
That was the same draft that we drafted. Which one called in third in the third round?
The kicker, right?
Yeah,
Jay Moody.
Michigan, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, they ruin your team, man. They ruin their own team too. Anyway, so we got the NFL draft joint, and then Dave's coming on. Dave and Ace. ACC review show. We got a review what we previewed, so that's coming. Coaching carousels, grading coaches, looking back at my past coaching carousel grades, seeing how they stacked up after year one, stuff like that. I'm sorry, Worm comment. Stuff like that. So yeah, we are going to be in the off season. It was fun being in season, but this will be a nice little break because it's a lot. Oh, one shout out, my tournament record for both NIT and the tourney. I did the math earlier. I said it on my show. Out of 98 games, I got 19 wrong. So that leaves me with a final record of 79-19. And that's both college, the NCAA tournament, Big Dance, and the NIT. So, and my goal was to have a better record.
You should have did that when he said that Michigan comment.
My goal was to have a better record than I had last year, and I absolutely killed that goal. So I'm happy.
Okay, well, I mean, each year we get better. We aim to get better. Next year, I'm gonna actually listen and not go with my heart when I'm filling out my bracket, because I probably would have been in the top 4 because I had Florida and Houston. Don't ask me how I got to it, but they got there. Then I picked Maryland, and just like the coach, they let me down. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hold on. Speaking of Tomo. I didn't even peep this pattern until somebody brought it to my attention today. You might only enjoy the next 4 or 5 years under Buzz Williams. Don't look for an extension. They said Buzz did a study to where he doesn't sign extensions because he doesn't like that. When the expectation gets too high, that's when he leaves. So, for example, I know it sounds crazy, but let me explain. So, at Virginia Tech, they weren't really that great. Then he got him to the tournament. And they like, well, they don't remember what they was before they hired me. They just remember where I got them. So if I go to the tournament one year, have a really good season, let's just say I won 20, 25 games, and then Worm said it. Then I win like 20 games the next year, but don't make the tournament. They're not going to remember. I took us from a 10-win program to a 20-25 program. They're just going to remember, well, last year you won like 25. This year you won 20. That's not as good. And then he's going to dip, and he's going to try to build up another program. So
smart man. Say no.
From Mike McCarthy to Buzz. All right. Thanks, Carl.
At least you're going to have a good 4 to 5 years, though, bro. I mean, you're going to have a good 4 to 5 years. You might not be Michigan State, but you might have a good 4 to 5 years.
Hey, hold up now.
How many belts have it been in a row?
That wasn't no belt. You got lucky.
Hold on. You do know that's the second time MSU has hit a buzzer beater in your house from
That's
that
why y'all
spot.
wear green for the luck. That's what it is.
You wear green. That's our colors, bro.
The luck.
And that's 7 straight belts. that y'all didn't caught by Michigan State.
UCK. Wow, okay, that's 5.
The Chipotle Classic is basically the Michigan State Invitational. The Chipotle Classic is the Michigan State Invitational.
Dang.
Have your fun with it. Have your fun with it. Because you said the classic. You notice you ain't say the bowl.
The Chipotle Bowl, I won that too.
All I'm saying. But it ain't
The
no
first annual
invitational
Chipotle
though.
Bowl was a Michigan State W.
We gonna be here all day. You know what, Carl? Call me when you do the Terps review, and we can go back and forth for 30 minutes on it. I got you.
I mean, you don't have nothing to review. This
I
not
do.
You have nothing to review.
I
You don't
do.
because you didn't do the preview show. But you can definitely come on.
I can review how we almost beat y'all. Let's move on.
Dang, almost only good in horseshoes.
We gonna need about 4 of them.
Still not enough.
Yeah, okay. Watch what happens.
Not enough.
I can't wait
about
till
4 of
we
them
play
to do something in the
y'all.
Big Ten, maybe.
I can't wait till we play y'all in football again. We're gonna get y'all this year.
Y'all
While they not coming to the
year.
camp. While they not coming to the camp, we got
While they
y'all
come in the
this year.
Spartan Stadium, you're gonna be sick. You gonna travel with the team.
All right, Carl. Thanks for coming on air. You know that was a beautiful segment.
Appreciate
Make sure
y'all
y'all subscribe.
Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
I can't wait. See, HOA until college starts. All right, fellas, let's move on, man.
Appreciate you, Carl.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, Carl.
Say something.
Y'all just went about it for like a good.
I know. I had to look at the time. I was like, hold on, man. I gotta take this to CTC. We can go on back and forth like this. Now, this last topic, before we roll over into our lock 'em in, we talked about this guy before. It seems like every time he makes his debut on First Take, he's definitely going to leave an impression. So roll that footage for us.
Let's get it.
More impressive scoring record, Ovi or King James?
LeBron. He did it in 150 fewer games. It took the same amount of games, 1487, for Ovi to break Gretzky's. LeBron James broke Kareem record that stood for 40 years in 150 fewer games. Basically 2 years less, and he broke it.
One of the things that I saw you say this morning, PK, was that Ovechkin obviously is an all-time great. We know how phenomenal he is, but obviously he's tailed off a little bit as age and attrition has kicked in throughout the years. There's very little drop-off with LeBron James. LeBron James, if you want to really, really talk about GOAT status, when it comes to longevity, somebody being that great for that long, there is nobody that eclipses LeBron James.
I will say this. I think it's borderline insulting to think that the longevity of LeBron's career is...
Impressive scoring record, Ovi or King James?
LeBron. He did it in 100.
What happened? Hold
2 games.
We running
play.
it back.
Same amount of games.
I gotta hear what he said.
Career
Hold on.
is even close to the comparison of what Alex Ovechkin has done over the past 20 seasons. For this and for this only. Number one, 82 games we play. Same amount of games as basketball. There is no way that anybody on this planet is going to convince me that LeBron James's body has been put through more rigorous, tumultuous, physicality, worn down, the grind of a hockey season. Guys, I mean, what are we talking about here?
All right, so I've been told I look like a lot of people. I'm watching that video. I was like, hold up, man.
Twin.
All right, see. All right, so fellas, what's more impressive, the record or what PK had to say to Stephen A and Shay? Go ahead, Dave.
Which record is more impressive?
First, I think PK had a good point when he talked about the rigorous season of the NHL hockey. He's absolutely correct about just the physicality of hockey compared to basketball, because hockey also plays 82 games and it's on the ice, and they are hitting each other like it's football, and then all of this is to put a puck into the goal. There's a lot that goes into hockey, and it's a very, very physical game. Ovi hasn't missed. He's missed what 35 games his entire career, so he hasn't missed a lot of games. Like you said, he just broke the record for he just broke Wayne Gretzky's record in the same amount of time. But I would be crazy to say that what he did was more impressive than LeBron James. I don't think what he did was more impressive than LeBron, because I mean, like Shannon said, he did it in 150 less games than Kareem. 150 less games. 2 years less, just about. I understand he played a longer career. He played more seasons than Kareem, but it was in 150 less games than what Kareem did. So that's more impressive to me. And if you look at what LeBron has done in his career, going to the finals, 8-9 straight years. Every team he's been on has been to the finals. He's won a championship on every team he's been with. So to me, just that record that Bron had is definitely more impressive. Both of these records, people thought that no one would pass because it's been records that's been held for so long. But I have to go with I'm gonna go with Bron. I think it's, if we talk about the physicality of it, then I'm gonna go with Ovi, because I think he dealt with more physical. He dealt with more physical harsh than what LeBron did. I mean, but LeBron is also dealing with some sort of physicality as well, because he's running back and forth, playing defense, offense, and defense. I mean, so is Ovi as well. But playing offense and defense, getting rebounds, dunking, all this other stuff that goes into it, getting rebounds. So I get that. But in the physicality part, I would give it to Obi. But overall, I would say what LeBron has done is more impressive to me.
Go, if you ready, go ahead.
I'm ready.
Go ahead, because
I gotta disagree with you.
Okay.
I think Ovechkin had a more impressive record breaking. Now, LeBron,
I'm shocked that you said Ovi. Go ahead.
Let me tell you why.
Thought I was gonna be alone.
What's impressive about LeBron is, if you want to compare where LeBron is at and where Kareem was at when he broke the record, LeBron is still playing at an elite level. Longevity. That's the impressive part about LeBron. But it's Ovi. Ovi is a legit scorer. LeBron James had led the league in scoring one time in his whole career. Ovi did it 9 times. Also, LeBron James, when he broke the record, there were only 3 guys that played more games than him. That was in the top 10. That was 2 guys. That was Karl Malone and Kareem. There were 4 guys that played more games than Ovi. LeBron James, when he broke the record, where was it? Hold on. When LeBron James broke the record, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people played more games than him. Right now, Ovi is like the 26. He got 25 players ahead of him in games. So Ovi did it ahead of LeBron. And lastly, LeBron James played in the 3-point era. Ovi, the points are the goals are the goals. What Gretzky did in his time ain't no different with the points. Kareem couldn't shoot threes for real like that. Karl Malone ain't shoot 3 like that. Jordan ain't playing the 3-point era. Now, so that's why I think what Ovi did, because Ovi, he had to do what he did. Think about it. He led the league in goals made 9 times, and he broke the record in this 20th year. It was an unbreakable record. The reason why it was unbreakable for LeBron, because of the longevity. People break down after a while. But Ovi had to be a top scorer, the top scorer for 9 times. And also got represented for DC. I mean, what you thought, Dave? Come on now. But anyway, but truthfully told, Ovi is more impressive.
Wow. I was not expecting you to take that stance. I wasn't, but wow.
I wasn't, so now I don't even have to say half the stuff I was about to say. All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna ice you like Ovechkin, because it's Ovechkin. What are you talking about?
Bands to make her dance. Bands to make her dance.
Hey, what they talking about? I understand. First of all, when I seen this topic come up and I said Shannon Sharp on it, I already knew who you gonna pick. I already know who he gonna be. He gonna say Bron. And I'm glad he said the stats that he said, which was okay. But again, it's longevity. When you think about the actual, sometimes when PK goes on there, he can go, he can get a little extra. He can turn into championships. So what? Like he can go a little there. But with this one, it started to make more sense because when you think about goals, Joe said it. That's 1 point. You know how hard it is to score in hockey versus LeBron, the greatest player in this generation. Okay, yeah,
Glad you fixed that. Glad you fixed that.
I got you. The greatest player in this generation. You see how easy it is for him to score at times. So for him to get that, we kind of figured at some point he would break this scoring record because at the averaging the points that he's averaging and playing it for as long as he is, he was going to get there. Now his record, when somebody breaks that, then we can come back and talk about it because I don't think nobody's going to break his scoring record because he's still playing. Now, when it comes to Ovechkin, again, man, you see the background? Y'all already knew where I was going with it. It's not too many good things you can say about DC sports teams, but when it comes to it, and Kev, this is why your comment was funny earlier, talking about them, there's no great players in DC, but we talking about one right now, and he just broke that record, 895 goals, April 6, 2025. You're going to remember that moment forever. And the Caps are one of the best. They were the best team in DC for a long time. And then you got to think they started. Didn't they start that championship run? I think it was them, and then the
Mystics.
Like, they started that. And who was on that team? Ovechkin. Who was around when it was the MCI Center? Ovechkin. I can name the arenas. He's been there with several different players, so he had to find ways to make it win. So he's being the focal point of the team. This is like this goal was. I mean, this record was set for him to break. I'm going Ovechkin, man.
And he broke his leg, came back this year, and like Warren said, he a top 3 scorer this year. He's still scoring at a high level. It was funny. I was going through LeBron points per game. I wouldn't do total points because he don't play 82 games. I mean, so I know. But points per game, I'm like, okay, third team is rookie year, third, fourth, first, second. I'm like, he's second and third a lot. This is pretty good. Then I go to Ovi, first, second. 9 times. It's more like he had to be an elite scorer to break this record. LeBron got it because of longevity. So, and the 3-point line. So, what's impressive about LeBron also is that he's not known for being a scorer and he broke it. So that's impressive. But we're talking about like Ovi had to be legit like the best scorer in his generation to break this record.
It's not too many.
Y'all just made me proud, man. Y'all just made me proud. Y'all made me proud, man. I appreciate it.
We didn't watch hockey.
I know.
Hockey got me on my win streak.
There you go. There you go. Hey, shout out to Obi, man. Shout out to Obi, man. Obi he's had a fantastic career. I'm glad I was able to watch him win an actual championship. That was another great thing. And this right here is a great feat because when people talk about hockey, you hear about Wayne Gretzky all the time.
Yep.
You go look at shows like Everybody Hates Chris. His brother was a huge Wayne Gretzky fan. So when you hear about hockey, that's who you think about first. Now you got to think about Ovi.
And rappers, when they talk about their jewelry, they always talk about what's the name? Gretzky. I always talk about him.
Hey, so if y'all hear Drake use my line in the song, just know I said it first.
Speaking of Ovi.
I'm about to go over under on these local men's, you know what I mean?
And now OVO.
I'm 2 games behind.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get it.
Oh, you know what, Tomo? I'm tripping. He 8-7.
Yeah, I was about to say. Nah, I like that record. Keep that up there. Nah, keep that typo up there. I like that one. Now, if you're new here,
he 8-7.
Yeah, he 8-7.
Yeah.
Because I lost last week.
He's 8-6. Yeah.
I was on a run. I lost. If the Rangers would have learned how to score some pucks, some goals, I probably would have been up there. But they. I should have won with my first instinct. But this is the R2L Lockerman segment. This segment here, as you can see, is where we. Hey, I was happy. Some people don't care about votes. I'm good on those. You know what I mean? But this Lockerman segment is where we give you all our sports picks for the game for what is it? The next day, not today. The next day. So if you watching this on Wednesday, it's for tonight's game. But if you're watching this on Tuesday, it's for Wednesday's game. Just to help y'all out. We're talking in the future and the past. Don't tell me you got it fixed. Man, that boy good. That boy good. But anyway, you can add these to your parlay, or you can just place a single bet. Again, if you win on your parlay, please come back, subscribe, become a member, use that for your membership so we can give you more picks. But the most important thing out of everything here is these are our opinions. When you give you these picks, these are our opinions. So if you lose, we cool with you coming back in the comments because that means you subscribe. But these are our opinions. So when you win, we want you to subscribe and be a member. Joe, who you got?
Shout out to, Ty with Dave. I'm excited about that. But I'm going to baseball again. And I'm going to pick the Yankees versus the Tigers -1.5. They are down 2-0 on the Tigers. They cannot go out in the sweep. So I got them winning tomorrow -1.5.
The Yankees, that is, right?
The Yankees.
Let's go Tigers. Dave? I want you to win your money, but I need to get back in this record.
I am going to basketball. I'm going to NBA. My team ain't let me down yet. I bet on them last time, and I'm betting on them again. We're playing the Chicago Bulls. I'm taking them at plus one. Yeah, no money line this time. I'm taking them +1 this time. We play the Bulls on the road. I'm going with Miami Heat tomorrow. Let's get it. Heat culture. Let's go get that dub.
Okay, so NHL let me down last week, so hopefully we can bounce back this week. This is a shaky one, but I'm picking the Ducks at +1.5. They're playing the Flames. It's gonna be a tough one, but I hope the Ducks can pull it out. I might watch Mighty Ducks I might watch the whole series just to get this win back, but
I knew he's gonna mention the Mighty Ducks.
I did too.
But I need y'all. I need that 9th win, and I need them other two guys to lose over there.
That's good. Y'all see the records though. I mean, all winning records.
Yeah.
Hey, we just got a trade in baseball. Braves just got Rafael Montero from the Astros. The Astros are covering most of his salary. Details on the rest of the trade has not come yet, but Braves just got Rafael Montero.
That's an early trade.
I can't wait for the documentary to come out on the MLB. Where they getting all this money from?
I know, right?
Heck if I know, but I think I know what sport I want my sons to play.
I know, right? But see, MLB got that long-term contract. NBA got that yearly contract, that yearly money, and it's fully guaranteed also.
Mm-hmm. Get a no trade clause, kids. Just remember that.
And baseball got more games too. So
162.
So basketball it is for me, but it's less guys play basketball though. But anyways, my last words. Shout out to the whole Altua network. Shout out to the whole Altua family. Shout out to Lambo Anlo in the intro. Shout out to my brother Ed Hahn with the Refuse to Lose logo. And listen, man, Kings. I mean, obviously, if you lose in the play-in, I'm okay because we are in the lottery and we keep our first round pick because we trade our first round pick for Kevin Herter and there's a lottery protected pick. But if we win and get to the playoffs, at least I get to watch my Kings for the second time since I was an adult in the playoffs. I mean, that's a exciting part, I guess, because I mean, outside of 2 years ago, we didn't make the playoffs since 2006, and I was 16 years old. Me and Tomo was in Central High School. I was in 11th grade. Yeah, I know, a long time ago. Some of us got kids almost in 11th grade. That's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah, that's how long ago it was. But anyway,
that's how Cowboy fans talk about the NFC Championship. Go ahead.
That's how we talking to last year, JD5. Speaking of JD5, whoever this anonymous source is, state your name. Don't be scared. And it's the NFL executive also talking about he's gonna have a down year. Oh, they doing all this hyping up on this, building up on this team, getting all these old players, and he gonna have a fall in the face in the second year. Okay, we're gonna find out. I want that same source to come out when my man JD5 have an MVP type season. I'm calling right now. MVP type season like last year. It was MVP type, right? he was a candidate, right? This year gonna be the same, probably even better. Can't wait. But that's all I got for y'all.
OV. Can't wait to talk about you in a couple of days, man. Can't wait to talk about you in a couple of days. For those that watch R2L, that watch any show on the network, come join it. Come join the best network, man. Letting y'all know right now, you're gonna be a part of history. You're a part of something that's gonna be dominating everywhere. You're gonna see R2L everywhere. People gonna, be making songs out of it. We already got one song from our boy Lambo Anlo. Shout out to you again, my guy. But you hear all these LeBron remixes, you're gonna start to hear R2L remixes. R2L, R2L, R2L. There you go. I just gave y'all something already. Let's shout out to my guys. Shout out to the owner, president of R2L, Joe. Appreciate you for starting this whole thing up. Shout out to my dummy bro, the other vice president, Tomo. Shout out to Mark, who also helps out in the background, man. Shout out to everybody that has a show. Carl, Ricky, Ty, Tomo again, Teddy, Vaughn, and Coach Coombs, and whoever else wants to start a show on R2L. Appreciate all of y'all, all the guests that have ever come on. Look, y'all, it's only gonna get better from here. It's only gonna get better from here. You don't want to miss out on what we're doing, and you don't want to not be in these chats. So become a member today.
And shout out to our members, our superstar members, that is. Shout out to Worm, Joe, Dave, myself, Teddy, Cardo, Coach, Javon, Lamar, Giovanni, Chris, Decorius, Mike, Taniqua, and Tone. And you. Make sure you click that. Make sure you click that button. Subscribing is free. You can subscribe for free, but when you become a member, you can go back and forth and talk about that Chipotle Classic and that Chipotle Bowl. And you could also stay in tune with Unfazed that's coming up in about 29 minutes.
19 minutes.
Oh, there we go. I ain't carried a one. Oh, that's all I got. I was waiting for y'all. Yeah.
All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today, and we will see y'all Friday at the next episode.
Refuse to.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.